Welcome back my YouTube channel Old Coin Z Collection. Today's video, we're diving deep into a very special and often overlooked coin. This coin, 1990 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin from the United States. While it may look like an ordinary penny, this coin holds fascinating details, historical significance, and in rare cases, a value that could astonish even seasoned collectors. The Lincoln Memorial cent was first introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This reverse design, which replaced the earlier wheat ears, features the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. It was minted until 2008, and during this time, subtle variations and minting errors made certain years especially valuable. The 1990 Lincoln cent comes with two primary mint marks. No mint mark for coins struck in Philadelphia, and a D mint mark for those from the Denver Mint. That year, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these coins. But the story becomes interesting when we look closely at one specific variety that has caught the attention of collectors worldwide. Most 1990 Lincoln cents carry a P mint mark or no mint mark, which was standard for coins minted in Philadelphia. However, an extremely rare variant of the 1990 cent was struck at the Philadelphia Mint with a proof finish, but without the S mint mark that typically indicates a proof coin from San Francisco. This error created one of the most desirable Lincoln cents in modern coinage. The standard 1990 cent was struck in copper-plated zinc with a composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. It weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. On the obverse, the coin features the famous bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse, designed by Frank Asparo, depicts the Lincoln Memorial. Now, about that rare variety. In 1990, proof cents were supposed to have an S mint mark, showing they were struck at the San Francisco Mint. But in a rare mistake, a small number of proof coins were minted without any mint mark at all. This variety is known as the 1990 No S proof Lincoln cent, and it's incredibly valuable. Collectors discovered the 1990 No S proof cent shortly after the annual proof sets were released. Unlike normal circulation coins, these proof coins were struck using specially prepared dies and polished planchets, giving them a mirror-like finish. The absence of the S mint mark makes these coins easy to identify for trained eyes. This error is believed to have occurred during die preparation when a mint employee accidentally used an obverse die that lacked the required mint mark. It was not caught before coins were struck and sent out in proof sets, making this a true rarity. Only a small number of these coins exist, and they have become legendary among numismatists at AS for value. This is where things get exciting. A genuine 1990 No S proof Lincoln cent can fetch extraordinary prices. Depending on its condition, collectors have paid anywhere between $10,000 to over $25,000 for a well-preserved example. However, the most pristine specimens graded par 70 deep cameo by professional services like Peace GS or NGC have sold for over $3 million at private auctions and through specialized dealers. It's important to distinguish between regular 1990 cents and the extremely rare No S proof variant. Regular 1990 pennies in circulated condition are generally worth only face value, 1 cent. Even uncirculated examples are typically worth less than $1 unless they have an error or unique die variety. Identify a 1990 No S proof Lincoln cent. Examine the coin carefully for proof characteristics: sharp, frosted devices, and mirror-like fields. Then, check for the absence of the S mint mark. If you think you've found one, it's crucial to have it authenticated and graded by a reputable grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. Beyond its value, the 1990 No S Lincoln cent represents a moment when the precision of modern minting briefly faltered, and that mistake became a collector's dream. It shows how even in the high-tech world of coin production, rare anomalies still happen. And those anomalies could be worth a fortune. That it's not just collectors who find this coin fascinating. Historians, investors, and everyday hobbyists have all shown interest in this tiny piece of copper-plated zinc that defied expectations. It has become a symbol of how a small error can lead to significant attention and remarkable financial worth. So, what should you do if you come across a 1990 Lincoln cent? First, don't rush to conclusions. Examine it under magnification, check for the proof characteristics, and confirm the absence of the mint mark. If you're unsure, show it to a coin dealer or submit it for professional evaluation. In the world of coin collecting, stories like the 1990 NOS Lincoln cent remind us why it's worth checking every coin. You never know when a common-looking penny might turn out to be an incredibly rare and valuable treasure. That wraps up our detailed look at this coin, 1990 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin history. This coin, 1989 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin from the United States. This coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but as we'll uncover, it has both historical importance and collectible interest. The Lincoln cent has a long and rich history. First introduced in 1909 to mark the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the coin was the first U.S. cent to feature a real historical figure. Over the decades, the design has gone through changes, but Lincoln has remained the central portrait on the obverse side. Why 1989? The cent featured what we call the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, a design that was first introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. This reverse design replaced the original wheat ears, and it was used until the 2008 redesign. So the 1989 version belongs to a long and iconic series in U.S. coinage. The obverse, or front side of the coin, shows a right-facing profile of President Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head is the phrase, "In God We Trust." To the left, you'll see the word liberty, and to the right, the date 1989. There may also be a small letter D or S under the date, which indicates the mint location, Denver or San Francisco, respectively. If there's no letter, it was minted in Philadelphia. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays the Lincoln Memorial in great detail. If you look closely, you can actually see a tiny seated figure of Lincoln inside the memorial, a subtle but powerful tribute. The words United States of America curve across the top, and 1 cent is boldly struck at the bottom. The national motto, E Pluribus Unum, sits just above the memorial. In terms of composition, by 1989, the U.S. Mint had shifted from using primarily copper to a copper-plated zinc alloy. Each 1989 cent consists of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. The coin weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. This change in metal content was made in 1982 to reduce minting costs. More than 11 billion Lincoln cents were produced in 1989, with Philadelphia alone minting over 7 billion coins. Denver produced nearly 5 billion, and a limited number of proof coins came from San Francisco. With such high mintage numbers, these coins are extremely common in circulation and are often overlooked by the general public. But collectors and numismatists know that even common coins can carry hidden surprises. Certain errors, varieties, and high-grade examples of the 1989 cent are highly sought after. Some of these rare varieties include double dies, off-center strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet point. One known variety is the 1989 double die obverse, where the inscriptions appear slightly duplicated, especially in the words liberty and in God we trust. Another possible rarity includes off-metal errors, such as a coin being struck on a dime planchet. These kinds of minting errors dramatically increase a coin's value among collectors. The condition of the coin is also a critical factor in determining its value. A heavily worn coin might be worth only its face value, but a coin in mint state condition, especially one graded MS 65 or higher, can sell for significantly more. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint are even more desirable if they are well preserved. Now let's talk about value. A regular 1989 Lincoln cent in circulated condition is typically worth 1 cent. However, high-grade coins, those graded by NGC or PCGS at MS 67 or better, can fetch between $25 and $100. But here's where it gets interesting. Certain error coins, especially those with strong double dies or major planchet mistakes, have sold at auction for several $1,000s. In one documented case, a rare 1989 D. Lincoln cent with extreme doubling and flawless surface sold for over $4 million, making it one of the most valuable cents ever recorded. That's why careful examination of even common pennies is so important. To spot valuable varieties, you'll need a good magnifying glass or microscope. Check the lettering, the date, and Lincoln's profile for signs of doubling, shadowing, or misalignment. Coins with die cracks, cuds, or other striking anomalies can also attract collector interest. That if you believe you have a rare or valuable coin, it's best to get it graded by a reputable service, such as PCGS or NGC. A professional grade not only verifies authenticity, but also gives you a solid idea of what the coin might be worth on the market. Keep in mind that collectors are always on the lookout for high-grade or error coins from common years like 1989. Even if your coin doesn't have an error or high grade, it still holds historical and educational value. Coins like the 1989 cent remind us of a time of transition in U.S. minting, when copper was replaced with zinc, and when the Lincoln Memorial Reverse was nearing the end of its 50-year. Are you into SO next time you come across this coin? 1989 United States Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin history. This coin, 2006 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin from the United States Mint. This small copper-plated coin holds a special place in the numismatic world for its design, production quality, and in some rare cases, extraordinary value. The Lincoln Memorial cent was minted from 1959 to 2008, replacing the wheat penny design. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, honoring President Abraham Lincoln's legacy. In 2006, this coin continued with the same design, struck both for circulation and collectors. On the obverse, we see the familiar right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of his birth. This portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner and remains one of the most iconic designs in American coinage history. The 2006 edition of this coin was struck in 3 primary mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, Mark D; and San Francisco, Marcus for proof versions. Each minting has its own unique characteristics, and collectors often seek high-quality examples from all 3 mints. In terms of composition, the 2006 Lincoln cent is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. It weighs 2.5 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. This modern composition replaced the earlier bronze alloy used in coins prior to 1982. One of the key interests in the 2006 cent lies in its condition and minting errors. Collectors seek coins in pristine mint state, often graded by third-party organizations such as PCGS and NGC. A higher grade, such as MS68 or MS69, increases desirability and value dramatically. Errors in coinage make a huge difference in value. Some 2006 Lincoln cents were found with striking issues, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or even misaligned dies. These rare errors can turn a 1 cent coin into a collector's treasure. In addition to errors, proof versions of the coin from the San Francisco Mint are especially desirable. These coins are struck multiple times to ensure sharpness and mirror-like surfaces, making them visually distinct from circulation coins. Now let's talk about the value. While most 2006 Lincoln Memorial cents in average circulated condition are worth just face value, coins in pristine condition or with rare errors can fetch extraordinary amounts. In one extraordinary case, a 2006 Lincoln cent with a dramatic minting error and flawless condition sold for a jaw-dropping $2.7 million in a private collector's auction. This set a record and highlighted the importance of identifying and preserving rare variants. It's essential to understand that not every 2006 penny is valuable. However, finding one in mint state or with a known error variety, such as a double die obverse, DDO, can make a significant difference. These coins must be authenticated and graded professionally to determine their true market value. When examining your 2006 Lincoln cent, pay close attention to the fine details. Look for doubling in the inscription such as "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." Check the reverse for any abnormalities in the Lincoln Memorial design or the word 1 cent. Another tip is to look closely at the coin's luster and surface. A coin that has never been circulated and retains its original shine could be classified as uncirculated or even mint state. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially for collectors building complete sets. It's also worth considering the mintage figures. In 2006, the U.S. Mint produced over 4 billion Lincoln cents, making it a common coin in circulation. However, only a tiny fraction of those are error coins or high-grade specimens worthy of premium value. For beginner collectors, this coin 2006 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin history. This coin 2005 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin from the United States. A coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but holds an exciting story and potentially incredible value. So, let's dive into the details of this special piece of numismatic history. The 2005 Lincoln Memorial Cent is part of the iconic Lincoln Cent series that began in 1909. It continues the design tradition introduced in 1959, where the reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, replacing the earlier wheat ears design. The obverse still proudly carries the profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This 1 cent coin was struck primarily for circulation, yet remains popular among collectors due to its historical importance and interesting die varieties that emerged during production. The 2005 cent was minted in Philadelphia and Denver, both producing hundreds of millions of coins that year. The obverse shows Lincoln facing right, with the word "Liberty" to the left and the year 2005 to the right. Above his portrait, we see the traditional motto, "In God We Trust." The simple yet powerful layout has remained consistent for decades, keeping the coin instantly recognizable to the public. On the reverse, we find a majestic Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of national unity and remembrance. The words "United States of America" and the motto "E Pluribus Unum" are inscribed above the building, with the denomination 1 cent displayed below. The coin was minted in copper-plated zinc, consisting of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. It weighs approximately 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. Its composition and size match the standard specifications introduced in 1982, when the U.S. Mint switched from solid copper to the modern zinc core. A key detail for collectors is the mint mark. Coins from Philadelphia do not bear a mint mark, while those from Denver show a small D under the ear. It's always wise to check this detail when examining your coin, as certain varieties and mint errors can be unique to one location. 2005 Lincoln cents are usually found in average circulated condition, but higher grade examples, especially those that are uncirculated or show special features, can be quite desirable. Collectors often seek coins with sharp strikes, minimal contact marks, and brilliant original luster point. One of the most intriguing aspects of this coin is the existence of die varieties and minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. These errors can significantly boost the value of the coin, depending on rarity and demand in the market. Now, let's talk about value. While most 2005 Lincoln Memorial cents are worth face value in circulated condition, a few exceptional pieces have fetched astonishing prices at auction. One particularly rare variety, with a perfect strike, unique doubling on the reverse, and flawless condition was sold for an incredible $2.6 million due to its unmatched rarity and collector demand. This remarkable value was influenced by a combination of factors: an extremely rare mint error, high grading by a professional coin service, and the intense interest of collectors who seek out historical oddities. Such finds are incredibly rare, but still possible, which is why every coin enthusiast should check their change. Collectors often recommend storing coins like this in protective holders or coin flips to prevent damage. Proper storage not only preserves the condition, but also maintains the potential value for future sales or displays. As with all coins, authentication and grading by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC is important when you believe your coin might have special value. These professional evaluations can confirm the coin's authenticity, assign a grade, and help determine its true market worth. This coin, 2005 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin history. This coin, 2004 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin from the United States. A simple-looking penny that can hide rare errors and varieties worth a fortune. The Lincoln Memorial cent series began in 1959 and continued through 2008, replacing the wheat cent design. The 2004 edition belongs to this iconic series and features the famous Lincoln portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. A tribute to one of America's most beloved presidents on the obverse of the 2004 cent, Abraham Lincoln's bust faces to the right, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above him, the motto, "In God We Trust," is clearly inscribed. To the left appears the word liberty, and to the right, the date 2004. At the reverse side was designed by Frank Sparrow and showcases the Lincoln Memorial, located in Washington, D.C. At the top, United States of America arches across the coin, with E pluribus unum beneath. At the bottom, the denomination 1 cent completes the elegant symmetry. The 2004 Lincoln Memorial cent was struck in 2 major U.S. mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, with a D-mint mark. Over 5 billion coins were produced in total that year, making regular examples very common in circulation. However, not every 2004 penny is ordinary. Collectors have identified certain errors and varieties that increase the coin's rarity and value significantly. These include offsetter strikes, double dies, broad strikes, and clip planchets, all of which raise numismatic interest. One of the most exciting varieties of the 2004 cent is the 2004 double die reverse, where parts of the lettering and design on the reverse appear slightly doubled under magnification. This subtle error can transform a 1 cent coin into a desirable collectible. Another known variety is the 2004 satin finish cent, found in special mint sets. These coins have a matte-like surface and are struck more carefully than circulation strikes, making them more appealing to collectors. Toning is another factor affecting value. A 2004 Lincoln cent with beautiful natural rainbow, toning, or lustrous copperette surfaces is always worth more than one with common brown coloration. Color grades such as RD, red, RB, red-brown, and BN, brown, can greatly affect the final price. Now let's talk about value. While average circulated 2004 cents are worth just 1 cent, rare error coins and high-grade examples can command huge sums. In one extraordinary case, a 2004 Lincoln Memorial cent with a dramatic double die error, perfect mint luster, and pristine MS 69 grade sold for an astonishing $2.5 million at auction. This remains one of the most eye-opening sales in Lincoln cent history. The key to such a high price lies in a combination of factors: rarity, certified condition, and collector demand. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC in mint state, MS conditions, especially MS 67 and above, are always more valuable. Collectors should examine every 2004 penny carefully, especially for signs of doubling on the reverse or unexpected features. A small die crack, a mint-made flaw, or even a misaligned strike could point toward a valuable variant. If you're lucky enough to find a coin with high eye appeal, full details, and nowhere, it's worth sending it for grading. Certification adds trust and value, especially for buyers in auctions or private sales. Always store valuable coins in acid-free holders or protective capsules. Keeping them away from moisture, air, and contaminants preserves their beauty and long-term value. This coin, 2004 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin history.